The volume of the pyramid represents all of the things that you would like to tell someone about your company. But if you try to tell them all of those things, they will get bored and fall asleep. You start here with the problem. It's pointy and small because you need to keep this quick, and this is where you start. It's human nature that if you explain a problem, people wonder, well, that's interesting, how do I solve that problem? So you then give yourself a license to tell someone how you solve it because they're interested now. Once someone has been hooked on the solution, human nature will naturally wonder, well, how does that work? So now you have a license to tell them how it works. Once you've explained how it works, you're allowed to tell them all about the benefits, the USPs, how it can be used, what the outcomes are of your product. And then once you've done all of that, you're allowed to start talking about all the fluffy stuff, the vision, the story, what this means for the world. But if you imagine starting the other way around and launching straight into, this is, I'm going to change the world, da da da, people might instantly switch off because you haven't really given them a reason to care yet. Once you have really refined the first version of your hero messaging pyramid, this should be at the center of all of your content, of all of your web content and all of your pitching. What you need first is actually just your first really good video and your first really good single web page, and that should tie together with your pitch. One of my favorite golden rules is your pitch to your investors should be the same as the pitch to your customers. And if they're different, ask yourself why. But actually the number one golden rule is keep it interesting. You have to over-index mainly on things that are interesting. And when you take that mindset, you can come up with approaches to explaining your company that are different to what you thought before. A quick reminder of the hero pyramid: problem, solution, how it works, benefits, vision. We're going to go through each layer of the pyramid. You're each going to have a few minutes to write down some ideas, and then I'm going to pick on one of you, unless you volunteer, to come up here and just have a go at presenting a few ideas. And then the objective of each layer is to choose ideally one sentence that is your final hero sentence. And then at the end of the session, you will have a 5-sentence pitch. And we will then go and record your 5-sentence pitches, and we'll compare them to your first ones, and hopefully they've got better.